I am Colin. This is my story made possible by you. Memorial Day weekend, I just started feeling really crappy and it was really hot. I was freezing. I had pneumonia the year before. I was like, oh, I think I have it again, and just went in and they told me I had pneumonia in both lungs. I thought I would just be, like the first time I'd get an IV and I'd be out in like 5-6 hours.
He was admitted on a Tuesday, and by Thursday night he was transferred up to the SICU. So he was deteriorating little by little.
He got very sick very quickly, and that was probably the most gripping part of his illness, was how quickly he went from being a normal 20-some-odd-year-old guy to being unable to, oxygenate and ventilate.
They told you about everything. There was no stone unturned. This is what we're doing, and we were welcomed as a family. You don't want to be welcomed as a family that way, but you know what? It's not like they hid anything from us.
Tried to explain what was going on. Every day they were updated.
And once you get up into the SICU, you knew that we were going to be in for a fight, but never thought it was going to be like that.
I remember lying down and them telling me, oh, you're about to be intubated, and then I was out cold after that.
You kept on thinking, well, he'll get over this and he'll get better. And then all of a sudden it just overtook him.
The hardest thing to do, and especially in Colin's case when he had to get intubated, was to deal with a patient when they can't communicate with you. And Colin's fantastic large family was right there at the bedside. We could talk to them, tell them everything that I was thinking.
I was right there holding his hand, and I just said, Colin, at this point, you've fought so hard, let the machine do it. And we believed that, okay, his O2 sat's going to stay up where they want it in the 90s. And then as he was fighting to the 80s and then get up into the high 70s, they finally realized that, we have to go to the next step. And that's when they informed us that, sometimes a healthy 22-year-old is up against it.
It was something like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I was very, very worried. And I said, look, I don't know if we're going to get through this night.
So I think everyone was just, keeping their fingers crossed and giving them his best care they could just to get him through this. For this case, we needed the rotobed.
The rotobed is a very interesting piece of equipment. It's been shown in literature to increase oxygenation.
And so when you have all these tubes and everything and you're going to turn the patient, you have to make sure that all those tubes are fine. You have to make sure that respiratory is there. The
intensive care unit is it's just a team with a capital T, and everybody relies on one another. And especially in this case, we were asking one another to do very complicated things.
We had an anesthesiologist there who never left our side. The nurses were just, they did God's work. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that South Shore Hospital has in spades is great nurses.
We needed them to help with him. They needed us to keep him safe. And Colin needed all of us together. I mean, it didn't matter if we were nursing staff or family. He needed us all.
They were just so helpful. They were just so accommodating. I mean, we took over the family room. I mean, I think we were there for a week. To hear that these people, when their days off, they'd ask us, is it okay if we call in to find out how Colin's doing? Things like that. That's just so personal and touching.
I don't remember anything until I woke up like 5 or 6 days later. I just heard the amazing job they did, so I'm going to take everybody's word, and I'm very thankful for everything they did for me.
We were walking in, and the next thing you know, and I hear, so. And I look, and there's the Garrity family on Mother's Day, all sitting together. I'm going to cry now. All sitting together. And I looked at his mother, and I said, I'm so glad you have this Mother's Day, because she almost didn't have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.